Hey there, this is LaQuita with QuitaBugHandmaids.com. Thank you so much for joining me today for another Stampin' Up! Tutorial. So today I am going to share a card with you, a Christmas card idea featuring the Decorated with Happiness stamp set. I was so excited to use the set in a video with you guys. And don't forget, I do have an online class video tutorial featuring this Decorated with Happiness stamp set. The card kit for that online class is no longer available, but you can still get access to the video tutorial for $14.95. I will link to that if you're interested in purchasing access to that video tutorial. I'll link to that down below in the video description. So let's go ahead and jump right into today's project. So I have got a piece of Mossy Meadow cardstock, and this is cut at 2.5 inches by 4.25 inches, and we're going to emboss this piece. I haven't done dry embossing in so long. So I'm actually using this 3D embossing folder. I love this one with all of the different Christmas trees on it. I can't remember at the moment the name of this folder, but I will put the name on the screen for you. So I've got my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine here. I don't normally bring the big one over here because it just takes up my tiny little space so much. I usually use it on the other side of my room. But to do the 3D embossing folder, it tells you here, you need plate number 1, then you need your embossing folder with your cardstock inside, and then you need plate number 4. So I've got plate number 1 here. Then I'm going to take my embossing folder, and there's this handy little black line. So you can use that to just line up your cardstock. So let's see where I want it. I think I'm going to put it right there. Just pinch it together, lay it down. Oops, looks like it moved a little bit. Let me do that again. There we go. And then put in plate number 4 on top of that. And I'll just run that through. And you get this lovely embossed image. Isn't that so pretty? And you can actually use the embossed side, which is the raised side, or you can flip it over, which I tend to use this side the most. The debossed side where it's pushed in, I really like how it looks because, I don't know, I just like the smoothness of this side. You still get the pretty image, but it's smooth. So I think for my original, I did this side, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and use the smooth side today. And then I've got my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine here. I'm gonna go ahead and use that for my die cutting because I don't have my plates handy for my larger machine right now. So plate number 1, cutting plate. I've got a scrap piece of basic white cardstock and then a scrap piece of real red. Hope that's not too wide. Nope. Okay, scrap piece of real red. And then I've got one of the stitch circles from the Stylish Shapes dies. And then I've got one of the scalloped circles from the layering circle dies. So that one's gonna be cut, the scallop will be cut out of the real red, and then the stitched circle will be cut out of the basic whites. And let me just run these through. There we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started on the stamping. So I'm going to start on my die cut piece of basic white. I'm going to bring in some scratch paper too because we are going to stamp off a little bit. For my ink, I've got Soft Succulent, Mossy Meadow, and Real Red. So on the stamp set, you've got these 2 spriggy or whatever, spriggy pieces. So I'm going to use this image first, and then I'm going to put this over top. So it's like a little filler shadow type image. So I'm going to ink that up in the Soft Succulent, stamp off once, and then I'm going to come in from this side and stamp that down. Then come in with the detailed image in Mossy Meadow and just lay that on top like that. That's pretty. And then for my sentiment, I chose Boughs of Jolly, and I'm gonna do that in Real Red and just tuck that right there. Boughs of Jolly. Then I've got a piece of basic white cardstock. This is cut 4 inches by 5¼ inches. This is for the inside of the card. So again, I'm gonna do some stamping off. So in the top left corner of my cardstock, I'm gonna come in and stamp off in Soft Succulent again. Like that. And then my detailed image. Oops, that got in the red. In Mossy Meadow. Okay, all right. And then my sentiment for the inside says in real red, wishing you a season decorated with happiness and wonder. I'll just put that right there. Now we can start putting this card together. So for my card base, I've got a piece of Soft Succulent cardstock. This is cut 4¼ inches by 11 inches, and I've scored it at 5½ inches. Just find my bone folder, give that a nice crease. Okay, then I have got a piece of real red cardstock. This is cut 4 inches by 5¼ inches. And then I've got some of the Boughs of Holly designer series paper. Isn't this pattern so pretty? Ooh, I didn't even notice that. Ooh, that's really pretty. And this is cut 3 3/4 inches by 5 inches. So I'll just layer that right on top. Use my Stampin' Seal. Okay, and then we'll put this on the front of the card, just like that, in the center. And then I'm gonna add this embossed piece on top. Oh yeah, I definitely like the flat side better. I'll show you what the other side looks like. Yeah, I don't know, I just always like that side better. Okay, so let's just put this about 1/2 inch from the bottom of the card front, so right about there. And then I'll add my sentiment to my scallop. And I'll add my scallop with dimensionals. Oh man, I only have 2 left on here. Gosh, I always go through dimensionals so quickly. Okay, let me just cut that little corner. Okay, all right, got my backings off. And we will just put this Boughs of Jolly right about there. Looks good. Add our sentiment panel, our interior sentiment to the inside. Whoops. Okay, then I'm gonna finish the card with some of these 2021-2023 in color opal rounds. These are so pretty. I love these, and I'm gonna use the Evening Evergreen, so hopefully you can see them really well. I'm gonna use the Evening Evergreen. Let's see, I'll do one of the large ones. Ooh, let's see, I'll put that there, then a small one, and then another small one. Do I like it there? Sure. Right there. Okay, and that finishes up the card. I love it. I think it's so pretty. So, Boughs of Jolly, wishing you a season decorated with happiness and wonder. Such a pretty card. I just love it. So you can see how it looks here with the flat side of that embossing folder showing. And then here's my sample where I have the raised side. So it's a really subtle difference, but I do notice it. So you can see here, it's raised. And then here, it's impressed, right? So pretty. Both look pretty, but I don't know, I prefer this way. Do you have a preference? Do you even notice? Okay. And then of course I made a matching envelope. I used some more of that designer series paper, a different pattern on the flap, stamped that same little spriggy image in the bottom left-hand corner of my envelope. And there you have it, the finished card. So I hope that you have enjoyed today's tutorial. Don't forget, you can find all of the measurements and supplies that I used for today's project listed and linked down below in the video description and over on today's coordinating blog post, which is linked down below in the video description as well. So thank you so much for joining me again. I hope that you enjoyed, and stay tuned because I'll be back again very soon with another tutorial. Bye now.